What's wrong, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. Some interesting back and forth on the Jubilee show, which you may or may not have seen. It's generally like a 1v20 debate show, or they do these stupid hot or not things, or they're like, how many men have you betted guess game things or whatever. But they've been leaning more into politics. And here we have a woke activist getting absolutely, positively dog walked, absolutely humiliated by several young black conservatives who are hitting her up with a lot of those specific hate facts, as they refer to them out there. Let's get into that. By the way, I did start a givesendgo.com/helpclay for that 3-year-old that suffered at the hands of a 47-year-old or 57-year-old daycare worker. Apparently they tried to pass it off that it was a toy that did it, and then surveillance camera actually showed it was a little bit different. So I'd like to send them on vacation, him and his 1-year-old brother. So link in the description down below. After getting destroyed in debate by a young black conservative, woke activist Amanda Seales tells him, quote, "You need to think of me as yo mama." And then this other clip I grabbed, woke activist Amanda Seales gets cooked by a black conservative during a reparations debate. Our ancestors weren't asking for handouts, they were asking for equal opportunity, and they have that. Let's take a little look at this clip.
Our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity, and we have equal opportunity. And
I like how she, anytime, a lot of times when you're going to challenge a lot of people, and like not just people who like might live the woke ideology, but people who are like balls deep in any kind of ideology, they react emotionally, and that's what you see her by immediately rolling her eyes and huffing audibly.
In this country, we had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president, and we had a black vice president. I mean, I think she was black. They said she was black.
Oh, snap. Oh, he hit her with the Kamala ain't black.
I don't know. So we had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man?
A lot of white people.
Because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and continue to focus on racism.
By the way, I'm going to have a hot take here as a white guy. I know, I'm a card-carrying white guy. I have 2 printed passes that were given to me from some of my black followers. I'm going to make sure I use them after my career is over. But, I don't know if it's crazy to say this, but my black viewers, you let me know. I think the number one enemy of black men is not the government, is not crime, is not systemic racism, which is a fake thing. It's black women. Every time I see, very commonly, I see black men getting involved in fisticuffs over black women, gassing them up, saying, do this, do that. You got this black woman telling black people you're not enough, and that, everything's against you. It's just my observation as a literal meme of a Midwestern white guy. But it's just, it occurs to me like that might be true.
Instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward, people that have this liberal mindset are infecting our communities, black people, and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality, because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal opportunity.
Do not bring up Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby, please.
They said the Lord's name in vain.
Harriet Tubman is not Jesus. Let's just put it that way.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah.
Did you know how many people Harriet Tubman saved in the Underground Railroad? Just guess. The real numbers that I've seen is about 70. Now, I thought it was thousands. You know, even like left-leaning. Now, again, that is not to take anything away from what she did. I think what she did was bold. I just saw that factoid come up the other day. I was like, what? 70? That's like nothing. But any one of them would have cost her life. So, you know, I'm not trying to diminish that. I just, in my mind, like when you hear Underground Railroad, it's like, wow, there must have been thousands. But still, based, hero, absolutely.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who
That's
helped her?
actually
They were
true.
on the Underground Railroad. Said, come on in,
no.
come on
You know
in.
who helped her?
That's actually true. Yeah, the Underground Railroad doesn't work without white people helping her.
Come on in. The
No,
back.
you know who helped her?
God and
People who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
It's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir,
It's
that's
a
simply
lie.
not
It's
true.
not. I mean,
If that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
They earn it.
Because
Let
their
me hear
culture,
this.
black culture is toxic.
Also hard to disagree with. By the way, it isn't even, I mean, if this woman wants to have a real grift, she really needs to not stop talking about white people. She needs to talk about Indians. I mean, people from India, not Native Americans. People from India run about 80% of our top 50 companies. How did that happen? Did white people say, let's do this to fool them? Let's get them off the scent of our white supremacy by surrendering 2/3 of our nation's tech companies to Indian people?
The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black.
Yeah, this is kryptonite. I want to go to this other young man who does an absolutely incredible job. I don't know who his name is.
Everyone here like a $50,000 check, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently.
I believe they must be talking about reparations here.
A $50,000 check, it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible?
Because they're also white. I mean, I don't know how you have real conversations when you're this balls deep in whatever weird ideology that this is. It's like an anti-reality analogy. We know that culture matters, that culture is a thing. And that isn't to say that everybody who is black takes part in what we know as traditional black culture, the same way that everybody who is white does not take part in traditional white culture or Asian in Asian culture or whatever the case is. But we do know that there are aspects of black culture that are very bad and very anti-family and very anti-responsibility and very pro, gang activity. Again, there are white people that partake in that. There are Asian people that partake in that. There's all sorts of people that partake in, these stupid behavior, these self-destructive behaviors. But it is predominantly black men whose lives get destroyed by partaking in this whole idea like, well, look how many black guys are in prison. It's like, well, all I see is look how many black guys are breaking the law. It's really not that complicated.
How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other, according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but
that is true. The most dangerous person to a black man is another black man. It's not even close. Now, statistics are a thing, but in this particular case, it's very, you can't really deny it.
they lied to you.
Oh,
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So
white people made up statistics that black and brown people are taking each other out at insanely historic rates to benefit. Is that, I'm not, help me out here.
You're going to start your argument on stats don't lie. You've already lost the argument. They lie. They lie all the time.
Hasn't.
One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States.
Oh my God.
And comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all.
It isn't.
No one here is
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe
I'm telling
this?
the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my God, this is scary.
She's completely flabbergasted. She cannot defeat his logic. His logic is infallible. He is literally her Thanos.
To think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now. Okay. So on a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply...
I consider them equal. What are you talking about? He goes on to talk about, like, hey, young black men should be, looking at what Ben Carson does as opposed to, looking up to rappers. And he's totally right. Let's go back to this other guy.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, it's a debate. It has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism right now.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism.
Yeah, she is. And she's the grand arbiter of what is a fact or not. Don't forget that. She's the one that said, well, this is a fact or that's a fact. I'm the one that decides what's a fact or not. She decides whether or not a statistic is real or not.
You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Misinformation. Remember they get the misinformation thing all summer where everything conservatives did. They said misinformation.
You're carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people.
I don't.
Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Selling black people in Africa.
That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
And they were selling their own people.
Yeah, she's saying that black people weren't selling other black people in Africa. That absolutely did happen. Also, other blacks enslaved other blacks in Africa. The thing is so bonkers. Like I would give a lot of credit to a lot of these young men and women who debated this woman because this is
the daughter of an immigrant. It is imperative that black people from other places understand the disparate difference that they exist from black people in the United States. It is not the same, period. And ultimately...
You notice how she's talking to the camera? She's talking to the camera, not to anybody there. If these people... here, Amanda Seals having a breakdown why record labels push brain rot and music into the black community on purpose, why artists feel obligation to allow it. I mean, this is an incredible moment of complete destruction. I guess I give her credit for being on there and taking her lumps, but boy, she came across about as dumb as they come. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.